everybody, and welcome to another round of the Apex Online Racing PC Split 1 Championship. We're here at the Gilles Villeneuve circuit in Canada. I'm Ryan Littlemore, otherwise known as RyanL83 on YouTube, and joining me back once again, he's back from his illness from last week. It is my good pal Kodiak. Kodiak, great to see you once again, mate, and I'm glad to see you back in the booth again.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. It is a great pleasure to be back alongside the legend that is RyanL83, and thank you for the kind words I had in last week's race, the get well messages I had. It's very touchy. I can't wait for this. I love Canada. It's going to be a stonker.
It is indeed, and joining us as well this week, once again, is our finished version of Ted Kravitz, MarcoFD. Once again, Marco, great to have you on board once again.
Hello, Ryan. Hello, Chris. Good to be on board once again tonight. Should be a good one.
Should be indeed. Marco, first question and foremost, what have we got planned for the race then with the weather conditions and tyre strategies as well? What would these drivers be expecting to do this evening?
Right. Taking a quick peek, and we're gonna have an intermediate start going into a dry scenario, so it should be very interesting when the track will go from wet to dry, because depending on that people either go for soft one stop or perhaps, if it's very early, a double ultra or ultra soft, super soft stint.
Is indeed. Now we're watching Fab Racer, who did pretty well, I've got to say, last time out in Spain, Monaco. Sorry, I see. This is what happens when Kodiak's not here for 1 week. I keep thinking that we're like the last time we did it together. So it's Monaco.
Sorry, buddy.
Where we saw an absolute classic race, I've got to say, as well. And he's just about to start. He's driving as he's actually in the pit, so maybe he's done invalid, but he's driving as the great Fernando Alonso, who is currently at the minute racing in Indianapolis right now in the 500. So I think he's winning at the minute, so that's great for the sport, of course, at Formula 1.
Oh, not yet.
Well, not yet. We've still got plenty of time to go with that, and should be quite good. And I believe, Kodiak, we have a new member to the PC Split 1 League tonight.
We do indeed. I'm going to see if I can find him, as we've we've had a few changes to the lineup.
I've got him.
I'm just trying to find it. There he is, and he is out on track. This man RBK has come in to replace Nally. Nally unfortunately has decided to retire from this league, and RBK's interestingly out in the super softs. Everyone else seems to be burning up the ultras. RBK doing a alteration to that way of thinking and is on the super soft. Unfortunately, we've also lost Larkso from the Williams team due to persistent technical difficulties. As yet, that seat is yet unfilled. So Saf will have to fly the Williams flag solo for the time being. So RBK out on the overlay says flying lap, but it doesn't give me any split time. So I think he's probably.
I think this could be his first lap.
Yeah.
This will be his first initial lap. Then he's on the. I'm surprised he's on the super softs. Maybe he doesn't know it's raining at the start of the race, but you never know. It could be overcast start and then it rains. I have experienced this before in videos when I do like online races with people. So I'm intrigued to see what RBK does here, and maybe he's saving a set of ultras maybe for the race, possibly. We don't know.
For his double ultra strategy that I mentioned just a minute ago, maybe.
Could be.
Possibly.
He's certainly not shy of pushing very hard. I mean, he really was pushing it through 2 and 3, and wasn't shy through 4 and 5 either. He's now heading down towards 9 and 10, and absolutely really going for it. Not quite so wide through 10, cut that a little bit too fine, lost some time there. Down to the hairpin for 11, and that is a 23.5 for the second sector. Through the hairpin now, floors it, and we'll see where he appears.
Just on board with the current poleman at the minute, Papa, in the Banana Renault car. He's done a 112.4, and I'm pretty sure we'll see some of these guys break into the high 111s, if I'm correct, Marco, from the early pace we've seen this week from practice.
Yeah, should be mid to high 11, like you mentioned.
And RBK is slotted in 12th position on this soft tyre, so not a bad effort at all. Oh, just been demoted to 13th as I speak. So he has beaten some people. Actually, a few people running on the super softs. Randrop in 8th position has set his on the super softs, as has Afro and Mathis currently, as I say, on the super softs. Papa is our pole man, as you mentioned, by a 10th over Fab Racer. And Failer, as I believe it is correctly pronounced, I had it wrong as Fila a couple of races ago, currently in 3rd.
On board with Fab Racer, he's just about to start his lap as he's on the ultra soft tyres. He's backing off here to just give him a little bit of space to the car ahead of him. Actually lets the Mercedes through. We did get a question from Seppin CG, wants to know why there's no MPH or KPH. It's because we're in the sort of replay cameras, and unfortunately it's the only way we could do this, because if we retire from the session, then I believe we could do that, couldn't we, Kodiak? But we wouldn't get realistic, like, see the times and stuff like that. So that's why we stay.
We can retire from the session, but what we don't see then is the essentially the overlay on the right hand side giving us the split times. We lose those, so that's why, for the interest of giving us more information at this point of the qualifying, we stay as we are.
I say it took a very nice line through the first sector here, I've got to say, for Fab Racer, and he's coming in with a 20.8 first sector, and I believe it's on par, I believe, with Papa in the first sector. So good start here from Fab Racer.
Almost everyone is covered by just under a second. Wow.
I think these guys. Oh, that was a very cut there. I think maybe Fab Racer just may have got an invalidated lap there. I'm not sure. But
I looked away at that moment. Sorry.
I think some of these guys may be trying to play it safe a little bit and try and get a clean lap in here, because Canada, as we well know, I think from me and Marco perspective, that you can cut a little bit and they'll give you an invalidated lap, of course. So I think these guys will be trying to play it safe, just try and get a clean lap in and get them up the field. So we're going to see if Fab Racer can take Papa off the top of the timesheets, and he didn't get an invalidated lap there because he's coming to finish the lap off. And what's this time going to be? It's going to be probably a 1:11.
Oh, no, he's on the
flat.
And Nooker and Berg have set a time. I saw that Fab Racer actually got demoted to 4th at the very last moment, and Wycombs has just slotted into 2nd position as well. So lots of times coming onto the boards. Sammy Doda Gaming is just on the Twitch side. Hello to you, and hello to everybody on the Twitch side, as well as those watching on the YouTube side. Has said hashtag Fizzy win. I don't want him to win, otherwise I have to pay.
Let's see. It's watching Slick driving as Nico Rosberg this week, and massive tank slap out of the hairpin there at turn 12. So very tricky corner to get that one right. We have seen collisions there in real life. Of course, I mentioned the lap guide. Famously, obviously, Robert Kubica in 2007. We don't want to see that, of course, tonight. But wait and see as he's coming to the final corner. Avoids the World Champions, which is obviously a great thing, of course, there, and he's going to come up to the line. It's going to be a 1:12.7, which puts him P11 for the time being.
No improvement there by Slick, although, again, pretty well done. As I think that tank slapper on the exit of 11 probably did lose him enough time so that he didn't improve on his position.
Let's wait and see as we're out on board with Mathis in the Haas, as he's done a 22.4 in the first sector, which is about, well, he's off the pace actually, so this could be an in-lap for Mathis, so he's a bit off the pace there. Kalon then, as he's coming into the final corner, and he's just absolutely cut that last corner completely. Avoids the War of Champions, fair play to him, but he has got that lap invalidated. Unfortunately, it would have been a 13.7, but his lap will not count.
I think he backed out of that. I mean, I just cut through him just as he was kind of fighting with the car after that last chicane, so yeah, I think he been quick.
Just want to jump in quickly. Papa's gone fastest of all in the first sector with a 20.7, and he's done a 23.2 middle sector, which is actually about a 10th off the current pole time by Fab Racer.
Still on for pole,
He's still on for pole. Thank you very much, Marco, for the indication there. And could we see a banana on pole? That would be quite a surprise to see. And get your popcorn ready for that. So you see a banana on pole. So we're about to see if he's going to do it. He
Stunning effort by Papa Socrates. Again, that's just a 10th ahead of Fab Racer forward part. So we now are breaking into the 1:11s. Absolutely belting effort.
Nooker's coming out then. He's going to do probably one more run then in this session. We haven't seen Fizzy anywhere. I know a lot of people are asking me on my end where Fizzy is.
P11.
He's in P11, thank you very much. And there he is. He's on the screen right now. I think he's just completed his lap actually, so he'll be on an in lap. With he's in 11th place, as Marco's mentioned. So Fizzy has had a busy week, I'm not going to lie. He's obviously competes in other leagues as well, in iRacing, the Formula Renault, so he's got a lot of commitments to do. So he's basically becoming like me. and having not a lot of time to practice. I know he does have maybe a night with Wycombs, his teammate, who we know is a very quick driver, so maybe he's getting some little bit of advice from Wycombs, and have to see if Fizzy can play a good strategy in the race. We know he can play that strategy card a little bit and do very well. But we're now watching RBK, obviously the new boy this week, and he's in Kvyat's car. Hopefully he doesn't have a repeat of what happened to him in the Grand Prix today. So we don't want that, as he's just about to start his lap then. I think this could be his only lap of the session. He hasn't set a time yet, I believe. He actually has, I do apologise. But he's on the the ultra soft tyres. Let's see what he can do. I've not particularly seen RBK race before, so I'm a bit of unknown territory with this guy. And he could be quick, I'm not too sure, but we're about to find out as we're watching him then. Coming then into the end of the first sector, and his time is going to be a 20.8 first sector. Not too bad actually, 9/100ths off the pole time, so he could be up there. He could be fine in the top 5 position here, which is basically pretty good for your first outing here in AOR. I've got to say, stamping you a 40 out here. And and he locks up a little bit there on the front right there, but gets it nicely done. And let's see what his time is. It's a 23.5, which is
23.3
off. Oh, fine, thank you very much. he's about half a tenth to a tenth off, so he could be up there. He could be up there in the top 5 come end of this lap. So we're about to find out, and it's quite interesting really to see how he does. And comes into the final corner now. Got to take it so easy and comfortable. If you take too much, you will lose the back end and into the wall you go. But here he comes then, he's going to come up to the line. It's going to be he's only a 1:12.5. He must have had a poor last sector there, 28.3.
It looked like he clouted the chicane at 14.15 a little bit hard. The tail end got a little bit loose, and with how fine the gaps are between everybody, it's not surprising that one mistake could cost you very, very dearly throughout the field.
Got to say, now on board with Nick B, obviously definite championship contender, and he's down in 12th place at the minute, so he's had another bad week in qualifying, I've got to say. So he's got a lot of work to do here, Nick B, to get up there and really challenge Berg in this championship fight at the minute. But obviously you've got Wycombs as well, who's slipping it in now into that championship contention pot. So we'll have to wait and see, as here comes Nick B then to come up to the line. Is he going to improve? We're about to find out. It's going to be a 1:12 here. It's a 1:12.5. Down
Again,
in 12th place.
It looked like
he's also not having the best day today either. Ryan, he can't manage to get it below his best time either for the last 2 laps. He's in 6th.
It looked like Nick B again. Cloud, it's that same chicane, 14.15. You've been on the gas for so long. Oh, go on, Ryan.
Saf had a little moment there coming into the start of the middle sector. The back end just completely went. And he managed to keep it going, which is good. No contact whatsoever, but that was pretty close there. Driving as Felipe Massa, and as you mentioned, the only Williams driver this week, unfortunately. Which is, you have that mindset as well, not having a teammate and getting some advice about strategies as well. But I've spoken to Saf this week, and he feels pretty confident going to this one. Hopefully, he has some good luck this week, because so far this season he hasn't had the best of luck. He's had the commentator's curse from me in Australia, of course, and he's had connection issues, so hopefully he's got everything sorted. And he has a good chance here of doing pretty well today. So we'll have to wait and see. And I think he's about to start his last lap. He can do 2 laps, but I think he'll probably go for the 1 at the minute. Chicane
also starting his time lap then with just over 1.5 minutes remaining in the qualifying session. So Chicane is down in 15th at the moment in the other Toro Rosso. We'll see what he's able to do. I think everybody is pretty much running the ultra soft tyres now. I doubt anyone's going to stick with the super soft. Oh, and a bit of a tank slapper there through 7 and 8. Oh, just keeps it out of the wall on the exit of 8. And so he's pushing pretty hard to try and improve on his time, but pushed too hard, as no doubt Ryan and Marco can testify. And oh, that's a touch of the wall on the exit at 10. Exactly what I was talking about. Push too hard, and this circuit will bite you for it. Lock up into 11. That's this lap pretty much done.
On board with Fab Racer then, currently P2 then, and he's going to try and get that pole position away from Papo. He's about a 10th off in the first sector though, 20.9. Still a pretty good first sector.
Wycombs improves.
Wycombe does improve as well. He's now up to P2. He's 9/1000ths of a second off Papo there, but he won't get another lap in unless he wants to risk it, as the ultras do burn off quite quickly around here. It's about, 8 laps, I think, on a fresh set.
He's out.
As well. Ram rounds up to P4, and with a 12.3, pretty close field again, which is what we want to see in AOR in top split. So
20,
we want. Afro.
A 23-1 for second sector for Fab Racer then, so he's really pushing very hard as he's coming down that back straight now. We will see where the Fernando Alonso is going to put himself.
Afro has moved up to 4th place in the Jensen Button's McLaren. Good job there for Afro, and good job from the McLarens as well, as he goes off at the track to avoid the Force India there. And
we're going to be booted out. There we go. And Papa's actually on track as well, so he's seen that 9/1000s, and he's wanted to try and improve. Afro's out.
I think he's backed off, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he's improved.
I think he's backed off. I think his competition is done, I think. We know Wycombs is heading back to the pits. He's backing off now. You can see clearly there. I think Ramdrop's still on a lap here. I'm not too sure. Has he got the DRS open? He does indeed. So we're going to see if Ramdrop can improve. But it's so close again throughout the whole field. This is what we want to see, of course. So he comes through very aggressive over the first curve there, out of the final couple of corners. But here he comes then. Is he going to improve? The answer is no. He stays in P5 for the time being. I think that's everyone done. Is it? Nope, we've still
got a few out there.
Taylor is still approaching chicane.
Nick B, I think Nick B's backed off as well. He's going into the pits, so we'll see if Thaler can improve on his time. Here he comes then, and it's going to be a improvement up to P4.
Stunning effort. Well, there you go. So Papa Socrates taking his, I believe, as his first pole of the season. Brilliant stuff. Wycombe second for the Manor team. Fab Racer third. Thaler 4. Afro 5, Ramdrop 6, Nick B 7, Nooker 8, Berg down in 9th, very surprising for him. Slick 10, Fugatara 11, Fizzy 12, RBK the new guy in 13th, Saf 14, Kalon 15, Mathis 16, Chicane 17, and that is your runners for this evening's race.
Yep, just showing the rest of the field on my screen for everyone on my side, as we've still got a weird glitch going on right now, but we'll leave the session and we will wait for instructions to head back into the lobby. If you guys don't know, we have to leave the session and then we'll come back in again. So we don't have our solid cars on the grid and we become ghost cars, so it won't affect the drivers who are racing in it, as we had some issues last season, of course. So should be quite an interesting race, though, I've got to say. Very close, and a mixed bag of drivers at the top of the board, of course. So that's what we want. But obviously, the intermediate conditions could play a role here at the start. So we could see a mixed bag of strategies here. Some may go, as what Marco mentioned, may try the softs, or may go for a double ultra soft stint. So we'll have to wait and see. But what would you do, Marco, if you're in the situation right now? What would your mindset be going into this race now?
Where would I start, Ryan?
I'll probably say the leaders. We'll go with first place. After the inters, what would you do?
With the inters, I'd just wait to see what the guys behind me are doing and stay out as long as possible, and just do let's say the best move opposite to what they are doing. I mean, if they are going behind you on a softer tire and you are like past lap 12, then basically you can go soft till the end if you're a bit tentative on your tires.
Good stuff there. And Kodak, are you back in the game yet, or?
I'm back in the lobby. I haven't jumped into this. Is the parade lap started yet?
I have no idea.
I think it did.
I think it's just started. I'm going to hold for a moment because I've done it before where I've jumped in too early and ended up being
I'm jumping in now. I can let you know. Right now, and they have just started the formation app. They are at turn 1, so I caught that absolutely spot on there.
That's nice.
I've got to say. Just want to quickly mention as well to everyone that we have got a poll. You may not know about this, Kodiak. I don't know if you know. But we have got a new way of you guys getting interactive with the broadcast with the drive of the day, which will happen. We had it at the last 3 laps. We're going to make it. We're going to open up at the last 10 laps of the Grand Prix. So if you want to get involved, the moderators will post it in the chat. If Lucas, who's very kindly done the poll for me this week, can post it on Kodiak's stream as well to get them involved as well, that'd be fantastic.
Papa Socrates has run off from the rest of the back of the formation lap.
I was going to say, he already thinks the race started. He's like, okay, I'm going to find grip.
He's keen.
He's going to find grip everywhere.
He's legged it. He's off. Yeah. Look at that.
He just wants to find where the grip is, and then he knows where to go, and everybody behind him drives slowly and doesn't know where the grip is on the opening lap. So.
Yeah, he was sliding his way through 12 and 13 there on the getting onto the back straight, but yeah, he's away.
I think
He's
it's quite
walking-
smart in a way, but he should back off on the straight because it's no use. But yeah, the computer takes
think-
off from here. So.
I think he's warming his tyres up. I think he's getting them up to temperature, which makes no difference on a formation lap. So,
But he does know where the grip is now, Ryan, so he should know more than everybody behind him.
We'll have to wait and see. Here they come then. Papa now makes his way to the grid, and the whole field have caught up, so that's always good to see. And just an update to anyone who's watching Indianapolis right now on know where Alonso is. Max Chilton, a former driver in F1, is leading it with 20 laps to go.
way!
So,
Oh, awesome.
and I think Alonso's in 10th. So we'll keep.
Then he dropped back.
Yep, he did. So we're going to just leave that for now, unfortunately, because we've got a race going on right now in AOR, so we're going to leave that. So Kodiak, would you like to take the honours, mate?
Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Papa's away. We've got a start bug here, but Papa's gone. And wind them up and let them go. Wycombs was actually very quick off the mark as well. Oh, the position counter's already gone completely cuckoo on me. So
He's got cuckoo with me as well.
Fab Race has got a bit of a lag going on there, but everyone appears to be getting through fairly cleanly. Looking at Failure as well. Yep, we're not looking at too many problems at the moment. Just checking at the back of the pack. Oh, that's Marco. He's not in it.
Just check if he has got what's it called?
So
Jump
Kratos
start
went
penalty.
off at the hairpin or chicane.
Papa is
Did
just
he get like a jump start? He's like
That has to be a jump start.
Surely.
That was a bit of a-
I mean,
That was
there's
a bit of a weird
5
one,
seconds. I mean, that's nearly 6 seconds that Papa is away into the distance. But
Got a battle. Afro's under pressure from Nick B, and Nick B gets the job done. Moves up to P5 in these conditions.
oh, that's a cut there. Was it Ram? No, it was Berg. Berg ended up cutting across the chicane at 7 and 8, I think it was.
Afro nearly went into the back of Nick B there, just double locked there, and that has just cost him a position. He's side by side with a Red Bull of Ram Drop.
Yeah.
As here he comes then. And they're going side by side, going up towards turns 13 and 14. Not the best place to overtake, so they best play nicely here. And Nick B's going for a move ahead as well.
That's brave. Yeah, the the Failure had to get out of it. That's Afro that's just jumped over that
That's gonna
chicane as
cost
well.
It's going to cost them. Here comes Ram Drop. Is that Ram Drop, is it?
Yeah, I think
two
it
Red
is.
Bulls. I think it is, but Nick B did the right thing there and kept Failure ahead there. So fair play, good sportsmanship there, which is good to see. And they continue battling then, so that's what we want.
Socrates just came out of the pit, so he must have had a jump start. He's in 12th.
I've got to say, Wycombs is classified as the race leader for me. I'm not sure if
he is.
Yeah, he is. That would be right. He was.
Socrates got a drive-through, Ryan.
Oh yeah, yes. Sorry. I've lost the plot tonight, lads.
And Fab Racer is right on Wycomb's tail. Then it's just 7/10 between them, and it looks actually less than that at this point. So Fab Racer really piling the pressure onto our new race leader.
We've got 3Y going on right at the back here, including Papa, who was our pole sitter, and Saf just goes down. There's been contact between Papa and Saffron. That's not what we want to see, especially for Papa. It just goes from bad to worse for our pole sitter, and that is not what I want to see, of course. But Saf's again going on the charge now. He's up to 13th place. Make that 12th place then. And he's going side by side with the Toro Rosso, and he gets the job done. But loses the back end, so it's going to be a drag race now between him and the Toro Rosso, and I believe
that's RPK. So it's new boy. New boy RPK already under pressure. Then he's in 13th position. He's got Mathis directly behind him. As and that's
McLaren and Wycombs battling.
Oh, and that's Mathis. I just watched Mathis go through at the final chicane.
I watched on board with RPK and I was like, oh, where's he come from? Just come out of nowhere.
And the leads actually changed. Whilst we were looking at that battle, the leads changed round, exactly as Marco just said. Fab Racer has taken the lead from Wycombs then. He was certainly piling the pressure on. Oh, big tank slapper for the McLaren on the exit of 8. So heading down through the chicanes then. Will Wycombs have an answer for this very racy McLaren at the moment? Back shot from Fab Racer. He's leaving Wycombs for dead, it looks like. Wow, what a setup he has. But is this setup going to still pay dividends when it turns dry later on? That is the golden question. And Hypnotizement's keeping me updated on Alonso. His position is P7 now. So thank you, Hypnotizement, for that one.
You can keep us updated, that'll be great, because everyone in my chat's going right now saying about Ryan Hunter-Reay's engine blowing up. So, and he's in the Honda, so you know what Honda engines are like.
Yep.
So want to see. But I just want to say, Fab Racer is the fastest man on the track at the minute. He did get the fastest lap in the last lap, obviously, but it doesn't make any dividends. So we're going to see if he is going to be overall fastest. He just cuts the corner there. Maybe given a cheeky warning from the stewards, so we have to keep an eye on that. I think we'll see quite a load of penalties tonight in the corner cutting department. But Fab Racer with a 23.5, fastest man on the track, as the gap to Wycombs is now 2 seconds at the minute. As Saf comes in with a fastest lap in the Williams, so Saf out of nowhere, and he's chasing down a former world champion of this PC Split 1 of Berg right now, and he's up to 9th. So Saf really enjoying these conditions right now. He's just hoping, can he just stay like this for the rest of the race if I'm doing this pace? So we'll have to wait and see. But
apparently Alonso has had an engine failure. Apparently
that's just a troll.
It's a troll. It has to be a troll. Oh, he actually has. He has. He's watching it right now. He has got an engine failure, unfortunately. So he's out of the race. So
just seen Nooker swap positions with Afro coming back to this race that we're actually looking at here. And the McLaren's gone very deep into that chicane. He's ghosted, I think. No, possibly not. He's now under pressure by the Mercedes, and that's Saf right with him. Oh, Saf in the middle of a 3-wide car battle there. He's backed out of that very, very wisely. Oh,
he's locked up though.
That's
a Ferrari in the background.
Ferrari that's gone off. Is that Nick?
Nick. It's Nick B.
Our championship leader in great big trouble. He's down into last then. Both the Ferraris are actually at the back. Kalon and Nick B are on the back of the field. What a great shame for them.
Oh my, Saf did the right thing there and backed off there. That would have been a bit scary between the McLaren and Berg. So he's done it right there. Zahas gone off behind as well. They're all struggling in these conditions. It's only intermediate conditions. I don't know what's going on with these guys, but they've got to take it easy here. They don't want to be crashing out at the end of lap 5. We don't want to see a whole cluster of cars retiring. So, and Saf's up to 7th place, I must add, as well.
Stunning effort.
He's got past Afro, so Saf's on the charge right now at the back of the field. He's now up to 7th, so nice charging.
Wycombs is maintaining the gap, roughly speaking, to Fab Racer. It was just 2.1. He had it just under 2 seconds a moment ago. So Wycombs is getting into his rhythm then. Failer is not far behind. Third position, Ramdrop is broken away from his challengers behind. He's in 4th, but Nooker has got quite a lot of company behind him. He's got Berg in 6th. Saf, as you say, is in 7th position. Oh, so we see a few people cutting that chicane at turn 8, I think that is. Afro, I think, is right in there. He's at the back of that particular train. So, I beg your pardon, that was turn 10 that we just saw as they come round the hairpin again. So, yeah, Saf's having a great charge in these conditions at the moment. And hello to you, Frank Rose on the Twitch side. Hello, Broby. Hello, Hypnotizer. Hello, everybody on my side. And Waldo as well. Who else can we find then? Fukutaro is in the house. He's up to 9th position. He's got Fizzy, RBK, and Maffas, his teammates, in a train just behind him. So that is 9, 10, 11 and 12 in that particular train. There is Papa, our pole sitter. He's back up to 13th position, trying to make up to because of that jump start. Chicane then in 14th position. He's got Slick right with him. Slick's having a look on the inside of turn 1, but backs out of that. Discretion saves discretion for later on. Nick B is really struggling at the back of the pack then. And hello Clicker, hello Creasy, good to see you on the Twitter side as well. And that is everybody running so far, no retirements yet.
Berg's right on the back of Nooker right now. Nooker's struggling for grip now on his back end, but Saf's playing it nice and cool. He's just staying a little bit away from Berg, just so if these guys make contact, he can just slide his way through and move up to 5th place here. But
I'm going to check if Berg's got a penalty, because I've just seen him cut the corner again. I'm just going to double check if he has any penalties yet.
He's trying to go for a move down the inside, and gotta say, Nooker's doing a good job to defend here in that Red Bull. And I think Saf as well, I've got an indication he's running a bit of a low downforce setup. We've seen how quick he is in a straight line. So I think in these conditions, he seems very comfortable. So maybe his downforce is low in the front wing department, but maybe that the balance of the suspension may help him here. And we've got to remember as well, we don't know how long these inters will last when the dry period comes. We know it's going to dry up, but we don't know if these guys may have to pit again for another set of inters, or some may stay out on the set they're running now and try and hold it out to the dry conditions. We just do not know when this track's going to dry up at any point, and what strategy they're going to go on after that, I have no idea.
Do you guys know what happened to Nick? He's in 16th.
He spun early on. He lost it at the hairpin, and everybody ended up going past him. Ram drop is beginning to close in on Failer. So the looks like the Force India is going to have some company there for third position. Looking back at Nooker, still under great pressure from Berg, and Saf is in there, keeping in touch with these two in case they make a mistake.
I've got to say, not the best view I've got right now looking at the back of Berg there. I want to see the front of it.
Oh, we've lost Fugataro, we've lost one of the Hasses.
Turn 2.
Oh, what a shame.
Saf's got a good run, yeah. He's got a beautiful run and slipstream, double slipstream, as Berg's going to try and go round the outside of Nooker to turn 12.
Well defended by the Red Bull there, brilliant stuff.
But Berg's got a good exit though, he had good traction, he's going to try and go around the outside. He's pulled out the slipstream, which is going to help Saf. I think he's running a slow downforce setup here, and he's just, look at him, he just closed that gap massively now. But he's backing out of it, and Berg's pulled the move.
Oh, what a move by Berg on the outside of turn 14 to take that Saf DDD back out of it. I'm on board with it at the moment. He's having to look, sizing up Nooker. Nooker's had a terrible run out of that chicane on the inside for the Williams. Oh, and he's again backed out of it. Oh dear, he's a little bit of tank slapper there. He's held it well, and Saf continues in 7th position. But again, Nooker is not enjoying these conditions at all.
Gotta say, props to him though, even though he's not liking these conditions, he has done a brilliant defensive move there on Saf. I've got to give him props to that, to hold it round the outside, which turns into the inside line for turn 2, so props to him. But Saf having a better performance than we've seen so far this season. It's probably by far his best performance by a country mile. At the front,
Trailer is also under pressure by Ram here.
Yeah, for 3rd position, so the Red Bull has closed in that Force India. Apparently there was a big crash at Indy as well. Thank you for that, Greasy. I've got several watches of that on my side.
I've got updates as well. 5 or 7 cars apparently in the crash. So obviously we all hope they all survive and get out of it completely fine, of course. At the front, Wycombs is 3 seconds behind our race leader at the minute. So
Fab Racer is having a stunning time at the moment, but will that pace continue? We've seen it before where people's initial pace...
I'll tell you what, he's coming off the racing line to get some water that's on the off the racing line just to save a little bit of temperature. So I think he's going to try and hold out here until the dry conditions come out. So good tactic, I've got to say. I would do the same thing as Fab Racer's doing. Wycombe's still staying on the racing line, which is going to get dry and drier and drier quickly enough. So
still raining a little bit.
The rain is still falling at the moment. So, but on board with Ram Drop, you can see how Failer is really having to push very, very hard, which is causing him to have tank slapper after tank slapper. So
I'll tell you what though, this battle going on right now, obviously we're seeing Failer and Ram Drop. Look who's coming behind them. Berg and Saf are on the charge, and Saf actually right on the back of Berg right now. So this could be, we could see Saf here, a possible podium contender if he keeps this pace up right now.
So Nook is down to 7th, and he's lost the back of those two, his former challengers, by quite some considerable margin. There's a good 2 seconds at least. Saf is really putting the pressure on the Mercedes, but backs out of it just before the goes a bit deep into the hairpin. He said chicane there, but keeps hold of it. But he is hanging on to the back of that Mercedes brilliantly well. Now he's going to get a DRS and a bit of slipstream. He's had a good drive out of turn 13, side by side with the Mercedes. He's got the racing line. Berg is going to have to defend it. He can't. He's already got the overtake done. Saf is up to 5th. Can he slow it down? Yes, he can. Can he keep out the wall? And he does.
Though. Very poor exit.
Dear.
He has to defend the inside. He has to defend that Saf. He's doing very well at the minute. But that little moment there, that, as I mentioned, that last corner, you've got to get an absolute perfect. He's run wide though at turn 2.
Berg's opportunity.
I think he's trying to do it though, just to save a bit of tyre wear maybe and some temperature, and he's managed to help it.
Berg, I think Berg's beginning to struggle for traction because he was again sliding all the way through 3, pretty much all the way down to 4. So Berg could be struggling for rear traction now, and he could have taken already the best out of those tyres. But Saf again going a little bit deep into I think it was 4 and 5. So back shot from Berg. You can see how Nooker again, he's struggling and he's just losing time hand over fist. He'll be wanting this rain to disappear. PDQ.
I've seen at the front though, the gap is still getting bigger. It's 3.8 seconds at the minute, but it is starting to slowly stop raining on the track. So
I wonder if the rain's actually stopped.
It's still raining on my screen. It's only like little drops right now, so we could be seeing maybe at half distance, possibly. dry tyres, maybe. We'll see.
Most of the guys going for the soft now and trying to go to the end. If the rain
we're not. Yeah, that's a little bit of rain.
now.
So Fela holding on to that third position just about. Ramdrop's right there. Saf is really not far behind at all. Berg having another look on the Williams, but not quite got the pace to do it. What is the gap between Ramdrop and Saf? It's 8.5 and 9, so 1.2 seconds separates the Williams and the Red Bull. So, yeah, that is not a lot of distance at all for Saf to be under pressure for that fourth. That's exactly what Fela will need to get that Red Bull off his case if the Red Bull now has to start defending from the Williams. But still some way to go. It's all completely changed when the rain has stopped and when the dry line forms.
Got a battle going on at the minute for P10 with Chicane leading it at the minute, and he's got quite a cluster of cars right now. We've got Slick in 11th, and then we've got Papa trying to work his way back through. He's actually just cut the corner there a little bit, had a little mistake, and he's going to be overtaken by RBK. And there's a lot of fans of RBK in my chat right now, so here's your moment to get your biggest number one driver right now. He's in P12 right now as he got past Papa with that mistake he made. And behind that, there's even more battles going on. Kalon's fighting with Mathis for, I believe it's P14 at the minute, as Mathis is going to try, and he looks like he was going for a move, but he backed out of it there, as Kalon's just ran a little bit too deep into the corner, which gives Mathis the opportunity to try and get the move done. And he's got the inside line going in towards turn 12, and he's going to outbrake Kalon. Kalon gives him the space, and it's been a little bit of
impact there. Yeah,
bit of impact, but he's got the job done as Mathis, and gets out of Kalon.
Slick is keeping the pressure on Chicane then. He's gone to the inside line. I don't think Chicane had a particular answer for the Mercedes. Through into 10th position goes Slick then.
Berg's moved ahead of Saf, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
He has. Just as I looked away, I think Saf made a mistake as Saf was starting to struggle with traction himself. And Berg back up to 5th position, but Saf not far behind.
I think it's stopped raining.
I think it's stopped raining as well.
Oh no, there's a little bit of a drop in the middle sector, but apart from that, I think it has stopped raining. Apart from
I
that.
have a quick update on the penalties so far. Our new guy RBK has 9 seconds.
Oh
well.
Nuka has 3, and Safso has 3 as well.
Oh dear.
9 seconds. Oh goodness me, that's not the sort of statement of intent you want to make.
Nope. And
That's slippery, so
it's true.
Speaking
get
of which,
over it.
Potato Monsters coming.
Wycombs is also closing down on the lead.
Potato Monsters just mentioned in my chat, RBK, push, push, push. So I'm guessing he must have heard or knew he had the penalties. He was like, get a move on, son. You've got 9 seconds to get ahead of you. Why not go for it? But yeah, we don't know how long this rain's going to... It's actually now stopped. So the question is, how long will this take before we see dries? And will they have the tyres to get to that point? We just don't know.
Nope.
We'll have to wait and find out, of course. We don't know. We don't have any tyre wear situation, like any updates or percentages right now. But Saf's going back at Berg now. So Saf, we know, has made a few mistakes, but when he hasn't, he's been pretty quick, and we know he's a capable PC split one driver. We know that, and he could be in. He's not that far off a podium position. Obviously, Failer's in that P3 spot, and they're not far off the leaders. Actually, you've got to think about that. Wycombs is in second, and I'm just going to check the gap between them. It's only about 5 seconds at the minute, and obviously when these guys pit, it all depends really on their outlaps and just see what happens really. But I will be intrigued to see what tyres people go on, I've got to say. And the big difference obviously between the ultras and the softs is quite massive around here.
Sorry Ryan, it's a big tank slapper there for Saf. He got it all wrong through the 9-10 chicane. He was too deep into 9, cut 10, and had a massive tank slapper on the exit, just about kept it out of the wall.
Very good there. You've got to say, it's a 4-way scrap here for P3 in this one. So they've got to think now, when do we pit? Maybe try and outfox the likes of Fabrace and Wycombs and just close that gap down. They have to do something out of the hat here. Saf, a moment out of the last corner, but goes to the off the racing line just to get a little bit of temperature into those tyres as they actually now approaching half distance in this Grand Prix.
Or out of the tyres a little more accurately.
Well, yes, thank you.
I think 3 more laps still we see the first guy pit from now.
Okie dokie then. So Saf, even though he's clearly struggling for traction, he's still hanging on to the back of that Mercedes as he again has a tank slapper on the exit of turn 8. Oh, Berg having a look, taking the traditional racing line then, having a go at Ram, but holding his particular position now. It's so close. One mistake by any of these drivers is going to completely change how this four-way battle is going to go as they come through. Oh, we've lost Kalon. We've lost one of the Ferraris, and Kalon was having a terrible day here, and he has decided to call it a day. Sapso's driving on ice, as Frank Andrews in my side just said. Indeed, he appears to be. Again, he's taken that deep line again. We've seen that a few times. He's trying to get, it would seem he's trying to get a decent exit from turn 11, but I don't think it paid off for him this time around.
I have to say, just keeping an eye on the leaders at the minute. Wycombs has just took 7/10 out of the race leader, Fab Racer, and the gap now is 3 seconds. I'm about to find out what it is now. Oh, he's lost 2/10 on this lap, but he's gaining very slowly, but surely.
Berg's having a look at Ramtrop then, heading down towards turn 1. He's got the inside line. Can he hold on to it? And no, he's going to have to barrel out of that. Oh, Saf getting a little bit crossed up on through turn 1 there, but he's taken a different line through 2. Different line through 3. Can he do something about the Mercedes ahead? No, not enough time before 4 or 5. So Saf, whilst he's struggling for traction, is still keeping that pressure on for that 5th position.
Oh, had a little bit of a moment there, I've got to say. But and we see Ram just running a little bit wide in the middle sector there. And look at Saf, got a brilliant exit out of that chicane section, and he's right on the back. Is he going to try and go around the outside? A bit risky here, but no, he backs out of it for now.
He locked up his fronts as well. I got a great back shot from Berg here, as staring straight at Saf. No, he's had a good run out of 9 and 10. This could be his opportunity towards the hairpin. Berg had to defend that inside line, and again, Saf is going to have to pick another moment to have another go.
He's got the switchback. He's got that brilliantly done and executed. He's now right on the back of Berg, but Berg's going to get the slipstream from Ramdrop. Saf's come out of the slipstream. He's going to try.
He's got
go
the
around
pace.
The outside. If he pulls this off, I will be impressed here from Saf. But
no, wisely so. He backed out of that. Otherwise, that was going to get very messy into the final chicane.
This is what we want. Look at this battle. Four drivers for the final podium position. That's what we want to see. And just check where Wycombs is at the minute and see the gap. He's gained a 10th on this lap. So these guys, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is slowly getting to dry tyres right now. But still a little bit of spray. But maybe a few more laps, maybe onto lap. I'll probably say I'm going to guess lap 20 before we see maybe a switch for drivers. Maybe I think softs will be out of the equation now. I'll probably say super softs will get them to the end, maybe in the Grand Prix. Or maybe they even may go aggressive and may just try the ultra softs just to try it. You know, midfield drivers may have to just go for it right now, but I think the majority will probably jump on super softs, I think. And I think you would agree with me there, Marco, would you say?
No, not really.
Oh, Failer's made a mistake. Oh, sorry, Marco, to talk of you. Failer made a mistake into 9 and 10. He's lost 2 positions. He's lost all 3 positions. He's now down to 6th. One exactly as I said.
Lost it.
Oh no! What a shame for Saf.
His rear end just completely went into the wall. Luckily,
tires are at the end of the life cycle, I guess.
It has to be. These guys just have to pray right now. It says DRS enabled on their screen for them. That's their only option. Saf, though, is going down the inside and he's past Failer. So I think Failer's got a problem of some sorts if he just let Saf through easily there.
Bit of a tap on the barrier for Saf in the Water Champions. So, but he's got away with it. Fairly clean tap he had on the wall, but Berg is keeping that pressure on the Red Bull still. So now can Ramdog do anything about it? Saf still keeping it despite that mistake. He's already closed Berg in, and Failer definitely has run out of tyres. He is really falling off the back of his battle.
Berg's had a moment. He had a moment, and Saf's got a nice run here. He tried to go around in there, but Berg once again proving he is basic. Oh, we've got a Ferrari.
That's Nick B. Well. Nick B's getting out of the way. Oh no, he's at the wall. Nick B.
No, he went for soft tyres and Papa Socrates as well, and I think it was too soon.
Yeah, we've just lost. That's both Ferraris out of this race. Then
what? Missed the corner again. So what a penalty.
Is that's Papa?
Papa's, yeah.
He's on dry tyres. Oh, Papa's come out on the soft tyres. That's too early. What? Surely that's too early.
Yeah, that is way too early.
He's so slow. I mean, I grant you that the gamble's there to take, but that has not paid off. That has badly backfired for the Renault.
They had to try it though. They had to try it. It's their only option. These guys are struggling on these inches.
Chicane as well. Chicane as well.
Weirdly enough, one of the AI cars that was not one of us, but one of the AI cars that someone disconnected earlier was also on the south side.
Yeah, we've got some nice rip Nick B in the chat on my end, and it's obviously a shame. And then our own Sebastian Vettel's apparently come in the chat by saying, "How am I out?" So why not? But Saf again cuts the corner there. He's got to be very careful here, otherwise he's going to get disqualified from the race due to excessive corner cutting. So he's got to be careful here, Saf. But he's, even though with the penalties, he's done a fantastic job really in P5, and it'll give him a bit of a confidence boost going into the next few races of the season. So
Berg's been pushing his luck a bit, I think, on the corner cutting side, but Ram is beginning to break away. Berg is having to concentrate very, very hard on that Williams, far more so than the Williams than the Red Bull ahead. Saf has, as you were just about to say, Saf's done a stunning job here today. He has stayed nailed to the back of the Mercedes. He's made a few mistakes, but he's always been able to recover. As he now comes out of 11, are any of these guys going to pit? We've seen Chicane. He's
apparently I've gone in the pits, so I think it's dry tyres. So good job, AI.
I don't think it's a good choice, Ryan.
I think it's super soft, you know.
Even your AI bottles it.
Nick B's just popped in my chat right now, and he says, "I don't know why it's not dries yet." So unfortunate for you there, Nick B. So
the top 5 haven't pitted yet. We can actually see Papa. I think he's ghosted actually. So he's actually ghosted behind Wycombs. So the top 5 yet to make a decision on that. Is Fela come in? No, he's staying on his wet tyres as well, as is Nuka and Afro. I'm sort of going through the field to see if anybody else is going to try that gamble. Fizzy, the 9th, is still on the wet, as is Slick. RBK, nope. Mathis, nope. He's
Kane and Mathis are on the right tyre.
Saf's got past Berg. I've just thought to say Berg made a mistake and Saf took the initiative, and he's up to 4th now, and it's on the back of Ramdrop here for P3. So Saf on the charge once again.
Indeed he is. So yeah, Mathis, just as you said there, Marco, Mathis is running the super soft tyres, so there's a bit of an indication on how he's going to do. He suddenly starts charging through the field. We're going to see more people coming in. Still very, very wet in certain points. Berg didn't get a good run out of 12-13. Saf now having a look at that Red Bull already. Got the slipstream, got the inside line. Can he get the position done?
He has.
Oh, what a well play. Can he slow it down? Yes, he does. Well played by the Williams end, but Ramdrop's coming straight at him.
Ram's had a good exit, and we've got a runner in the pits. He's got back on the intermediates, as I think it's Papa. So Papa's back out again, and Ramdrop's got the move back on Saffron. He moves up there.
Impact between the Williams and the Red Bull.
Not doing great on the dry tires yet either. It's really weird that the track is so slippery for so long.
This reminds me of Suzuka last season, if you guys remember that.
Yeah, I think I went in way too early there.
I did as well, I'm not going to lie. So I think that's what we've got here. It's Suzuka of Season 12 all over again. An IndyCar update quickly. A former F1 driver is winning the race, and it's Takuma Sato, and they're about to start the 3 laps to go. So,
wow.
Cool,
and Max Chilton has a chance as well. Chilton's got a chance as well, so try to give you an update. I'll keep you guys informed of that, but the main focus is this battle right now between Ram, Berg and Saf. But I'm just going to check what the leaders do in case they pit, but 20 laps, they're still going, but we know Canada doesn't dry up quickly enough, I think I've discovered, so...
The track looks fine.
It looks fine, but there's still spray.
Saf has his pit light on. Saf's pit light is on, so is he gonna obey that pit instruction this time? We will see. He's backing off from Ram. Ram's in. Saf's not. So he obviously was going to do the split to Ramdrop. Berg's not coming either.
I wonder if Ram's going to go on inters here. No, he's going on soft tyres apparently on my screen.
Yeah, likewise. They're inters. They're inters. These come out on inters. They changed at the last second for me. Oh no, they're softs again. They're softs again.
They're softs on my screen. This could be interesting, I've got to say. I'm going to keep an eye on Ram here and see how he does, but he's got a hold. He's got a train of cars. Nope, he's gone off at turn 1. At turn 2, sorry, Ram has just run a little bit wide. That might be due to not being on the racing line, but we're going to see.
Oh!
if Ram has the grip.
Saf and Berg were side by side. That's chicane going off. Well, getting out of the way, I think. But yeah, chicane is really struggling on those super soft. Saf and Berg were absolutely side by side through 9 and 10. So, Takuma Sato's won apparently. Fair play.
We're still going on my broadcast right now, so we'll wait and see.
According to Franco, Sato's won.
Ram's made a mistake, not made a mistake, but he's under pressure from Fizzy, so I think he's gone a little bit too early. And he actually has won Takuma Sato, so I'm actually proud of that. Obviously, big enough for the F1 there. For all the F1 lot, he's done us proud, so fair play to you, mate.
Better than he ever did in Formula 1.
What kind of engine was he running?
I think it was a Honda.
Oh.
And
he deserved it.
Saf and Berg are in. Saf and Berg have come in. So
if I was them, I would go on Inters. I think
Busy overtook Ram, so...
Berg is on Ultra.
That is interesting.
Super soft for the Williams.
I think Berg's going.
Wow.
And we've got a Red Bull back in the pits right now.
Is that Ram coming in? No, it's
I
not.
think it's Nuka.
It's Nuka, yeah. Ram is
Still
continuing.
the end can be easily doable by now, so...
What did Nuka go on to?
This is going to be interesting, I've got to say. The leaders are still out there on the intermediate tyres. We could be in for something interesting right now.
Oh, we've lost Papa. We've lost our pole sitter. What a shame.
I'm surprised to see we've got half the field, like the top three are all still out there, but we just have to wait and see how the grip is right now. I'm watching Berg right now. Seems fine, I've got to say. The grip level's fine. He's not struggling for grip. The Toro ahead of him's having a bit of some issues there on the soft tyres, so actually lets them through. But this is going to, if I was the leaders, I would be pitting right now just to hold them off a little bit because they're going to lose so much time. We'll see Fab Racer, he does indeed enter the pits. And will Wycombe stay out? He does indeed stay out, Wycombe. So Wycombe's going for a bit of a gamble here, staying out, but I think Fab Racer had to pit, seeing the likes of Berg in. Berg's just come out of turn 12, so he's not that far away right
Ultra
now.
soft for the McLaren.
He's indeed, so Fab Racer is off and on his merry ways. And
Afro's
we'll
in.
just see where Berg's...
I think he can make it.
Berg's just coming in, Afro's coming to the pits as well. So I think Fab Racer's got enough of a gap.
So Berg is not happy on those Ultra softs there.
Interesting. Oh, Fab Racer's having a little bit of a moment there. Just burning up those rear tyres, so we'll have to wait and see when Wycombe's pits.
Inters for Afro. He was held up then because Berg was just coming past him. Oh no, the Christmas tree lights, they can't decide whether it's Ultras
losing
or...
time to Wycombe's in Sector 1, so Wycombe should stay out.
Oh, yeah, several people off at coming out of the pits. So, yeah.
RBK, we mentioned about the new boy, he's in P6 at the minute, and he's on Inters, so he's doing a fantastic job right now in his first races. There's a Haas gone off the track there. I think that was Mathis, so not what he wants.
Yeah.
And
Fizzy's up to third then. Fizzy's not been in at all, so he's carrying on. Let's have a look at Wycombe's. Does he come in this time? So, he doesn't.
I think he may try and go to the end of the race, you know, or try and extend the gap and then pit for some soft tyres at the end of the race. But Fizzy and these lot have done a great strategy call here. It's a tough decision, obviously being dry at the minute, but maybe Fizzy's learned from Suzuka last season and thought, hold on a minute, I remember this from last season, let's try and do this.
Ah, that's why Berg was in. Yeah, thank you for that hypnotisement. He had a drive-through penalty.
Ah, okay, that's interesting.
That's why he came through the pits again. Thank you for that hypnotisement, well spotted. Fab Racer, oh, very, very deep at turn 2. But it's kept it on the track. He's really struggling on those ultra softs. Wycombe's could be playing the strategy belter here, but it is very, very dry. Then those tyres are not going to last long. Fizzy in third. He's carrying on.
He's got to be careful, though, if he doesn't get a puncher right now. They've gone for 24 laps on Inters on one set.
I can't believe these things last so long.
Maybe it's Wycombe's has got the 2017 Pirelli Inters on or something, like being this durable. So he has to stay out. Like, if the people are struggling on ultra softs, he has
already got enough to cover him. So if the track is drivable, he can pit. But
Slick's up to fourth, then Fizzy third. New boy RBK's in fifth position. So because of obviously people's
Wycombe's staying out again.
Staying out again.
Goodness me. This is a very bizarre race, I've got to say, for strategies right now. Fizzy is closing in very, very slowly on used inters to Fab Racer right now.
But also, Fab Racer is losing time. He's lost about 4 seconds that lap alone. So it could be the Wycombs could develop a pit stop in hand and then jump onto dry tyres.
Marco, could you just give us a quick update for the penalties for the drivers?
Sure.
Oh,
Slick's
and
in.
Mercedes got off there. I thought he was going off there, the chicane, but it's...
Slick's in.
Slick's... I wonder what tyre Slick's going on then.
Ultras. He's going on Ultra Softs.
Well, RBK has another 3, so now 12.
That's 12
Ram has
seconds.
3. Afro, Excellency Afro has 10 seconds.
Ouch.
Chicane has 3, and a lot of warnings for everyone, but...
Not surprising. So Fizzy then still carried on in third. RPK obviously with the colossal penalties. That's a great shame, but he's still in fourth position, very close to the back of the man. And then Slick has come back out in fifth position, so he didn't lose any colossal amount of positions there. Berg is in sixth position. Oops, again he's cut that corner. So he's after his drive-through penalty. Wycombs is finally in.
Pits, 25 laps on inters. Props to him, I've got to say. It's still spraying though, that's the thing. There's still spray coming off that car. So what's he going to go on is the ultimate question. And
such a long way down the pits.
Ultra softs he's going
soft.
on. Ultra softs.
He had to. I mean, there's no further rain coming down. He had to take that chance. And he's got such a big gap. But is he going to remain in first position? Where's Fab Racer? He's not even on the start-finish straight. So he's lost another 5 seconds there. So Wycombs has played a belter for strategy. Out he comes then.
It's like a Monaco strategy.
He has to hold out though, that's the thing. If it's still down.
He's still got 14 seconds in hand, so he's got, so, albeit his tyres are cold.
It's time to learn, so take it easy.
Well, RBK's just gone, just pulled a lovely overtake manoeuvre into turn 2 on Fizzy. So RBK now up into third position, of course, pre-penalties. Fizzy, again, we're seeing still these guys on intermediate tyres. So how the hell they haven't gone down to rubber bands by now, I don't know.
Doing very well, I've got to say. RBK on his first race in AOR, he's in a podium position, so props to him. And he
has a lot of penalties, though. So
he has a lot of penalties.
He does, yeah. Which is a bit of a shame.
Well, he's doing a good job, though. He's doing a good job.
That's.
He's kept it out of the wall, yeah, to be fair. Which is also not easy to do here on a damp track. I'm sure you two can confirm that. But the walls are so close that, again, one too many mistakes and the walls will bite you.
I can say right now, the votes are now open for driver of the day for this race right now. So one of the mods on my side will be posting it on the YouTube chat, and we'll also post it as well on your stream code, hopefully, fingers crossed.
It has to be Wycombs at this stage of the race with his strategy.
I have to agree. I don't know how he's pulled it off, but he's done absolutely a brilliant job right now, holding on. And he's got a 14-second lead right now, which is insane. And he's 15 seconds now.
Wow.
So still lose. So Fabry's is still losing time.
RBK is actually catching up. Could we see a shock here, maybe? If it stays like this and it's still damp right now, could we see like maybe Fizzy? Or maybe even RBK. We know he's got a penalty, but could win this race if it stays like this.
To his wing or something? Because, I mean, they're right on his back now. I mean, they are stopped behind, granted. But...
Oh, Creasy's voted for you, Marco, as driver of the day.
Thanks,
why not? And Fab Race is under pressure here, and he's actually RBK's gone down the inside. He's now up to P2. So RBK is only one place behind the race.
What a statement! It's got to be, surely, but what a statement of intent by RBK. Then he's big lock up into turn 11. I'm not surprised. Those tyres must be beyond dead by now.
I am intrigued to see if these guys, like the likes of RBK and Fizzy, can last the whole race on a set of inters. This would be very impressive, I've got to say, but I doubt it at this point. But if they stay out, they could go quite long in this race, and RBK still stays out. Does Fizzy stay out as well? The answer is yes, he does, and he's carrying on.
They are allowed to finish the race on this set, right? So.
Yeah, they are losing time though. They're losing about 8/10 a lap right now. So I think it's just mainly due to the tyres now on those guys who have not pitted. It's just at the end of their life right now. So it's a shame, but Fizzy could be on course. He is at this minute in a podium position, obviously with RBK's penalties. So we'll wait and see. Does Fab Racer have any penalties, Marco? Did you say he had any? Or
Fab Racer, no, I don't think so. And if Fizzy pits, he will come out like in 10th or something. So that's not good.
I think he should just really stay. His only option. These guys have to stay out now to the end of the race, surely. Right now, and just attack. But Wycombe's still going out there. He's doing a very good job with his strategy. And
Berg is under pressure by Nooker then for 6th position. Nooker still on those inters apparently, according to my screen.
He is indeed.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look in the race director.
Yeah, please do, because that seems possible, sure, but it seems very unlikely.
Yeah, RBK enters and Fizzy as well, and Nooker.
Wow. Got an overtake going on. Berg's about to be overtaken by a Red Bull of
It's Ramdrop.
No, that's Nooker then.
Nooker.
Oh, it's Nooker, beg your pardon.
Nooker
Yes,
is
it
on
is.
inters according to my.
Yeah. So he is actually on inters. God, blimey.
With 2 stops.
So they're
Fair
fresh
play to-
inters. They're fresh inters then, and he's gone past him. He's got that 6th position.
Wow.
Wow.
How ridiculous.
This is bizarre. Berg's
in again. Has he got another drive-through? Surely not.
Well, about to find. No, he's got a pit stop. It's a pit stop. He's jumping onto inters. Onto fresh intermediates.
He's not happy with those super softs. That is disastrous for the Mercedes.
I've got to say, this has been one of the most bizarre races. This beats bloody like Spain by a mile right now. With this, it looks bone dry, but it's still damp.
Failure's just
right
come in
now.
for another stop. Then he's fallen through the order badly. He's in 11th. He's just come out on a fresh set of ultras.
Some people are curious about the race order from, let's say, first to last. Can someone read it out?
Sure thing. I will happily go through that. So Wycombs is our current leader. He's on the ultra softs. Just going to see if he's going to come in the pits. No, he does not. Wycombs in the manner then is leading from RBK then. RBK, our new guy in the Toro Rosso. He is 14 seconds down from lead. He's on the inters, and he has left Fab Racer for dead. In fact,
He's actually catching Wycombs, not by much, but he's closing the gap slowly.
Yeah, Fab Racer in 3rd then in the McLaren. He's on the ultra softs and has been struggling since going onto those. But RBK, wow, he is away. 4th position currently is Fizzy in the other manner. He is on ultra soft tyres. So on my screen, didn't you say Fizzy was on inters?
He's on ultras on my end.
Yeah, my
as well.
ultras for me as well. So 4th place for the manor there. There's a couple of ghosted cars just gone through the shot. Slick in the Mercedes, 5th position. There's some debris actually there on the start of this line. He has got close proximity to Ramdrop then. He's got the soft tyres on that Red Bull then. He's coming through 2 and 3. He's keeping that Mercedes company. Saf is up to 7th then on the super soft tyres on the Williams. Again, he's been slowly making his way through the field then since his stop. Afro in the McLaren in 8th position on the ultra soft tyres, trying to catch up with Sato. Berg is in 9th then after just coming back onto intermediate tyres. Failer in 10th position, remaining on ultra softs in the Force India. Nooker 11th in the Red Bull. He is also on ultra soft tyres. There is Marco as a ghosted car, me as a ghosted car, and Ryan as a ghosted car. Funnily enough, Mathis is down in 15th behind the ghosted car somehow. How on earth he's managed that?
You ghost pitted at the wrong time, Ryan.
Yeah.
Chicane in the Toro Rosso has just come out of the pits in 16th position on ultra soft tyres. So that is your entire field. And Wycombs currently leads by 13.8 seconds. He's lost another 10th, but at that rate he's going to be nowhere near quick enough to close that gap down. So 13.8 seconds is the current lead to between RBK and Wycombs. Fab Racer is about... And now that's interesting. Looking at the gap between RBK and Fab Racer, that's about 8 seconds. At that pace, RBK could hold on to 2nd, even with his penalties.
Here we go. Saf just sets the fastest lap of the race on dry tyres. It's now time. Switch over is now. And I think RBK's bold strategy may bite him in the backside right now.
Oh, impact! Impact for Saf and for Ramdrop. That's the Williams in trouble. He's going to lose positions. What a shame. He went for a move on the inside of turn 4 and 5. He's made contact with Ramdrop. He's away again, but down in 7th position.
That's a real shame, that was a real shame. Gets fastest lap, he's on the charge, and that happens. It's a shame. Ramdrop's still going though, which is great to see. Both parties still in the race, which is
maybe a lag incident.
Could be lag, of course, potentially. But I'm just going to see RBK's just lost 2 tenths to our race leader right now.
Yeah, and he's continuing.
So he has to stay out.
Yeah, there's no point in pitting now. He's just lost 3 tenths again to Wycombe. So Wycombe's now getting the best of the grip from those soft tyres. And that's his teammate Chicane coming out of the pits again, this time on ultra softs.
Well, I say, he's putting a gap to Fab Racer though, to be fair. So
Fab Racer's probably burnt those tyres out by now. He's very, very wide through 3. So Fab Racer has had a terrible time here. But with RBK's penalties, he will lose that 2nd, but he's going to keep 3rd position. The gap to Wycombe's is over that 12 seconds, I think. Yes, it is. It's nearly 20 seconds between 2nd and 4th.
We have Papa in the chat on the YouTube side, otherwise known as BVB playing. Nooker gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on dry tyres, and he says hello to
Papa,
to everyone. So unfortunate for you, Papa, today, but a great pole position, and it just wasn't your day, mate, unfortunately. So won't see you bounce back for the next race, which is where Kodiak, isn't it? Baku next, or is not on the calendar, is it? I'm not too sure. Austria. Oh, great track.
I would have to double check that. I'll come back to you.
I'm pretty sure it's Austria.
Sure, because I set up a social thread.
We'll have to wait and see.
It is, of
course, but just remember, guys, if you want to get your votes in, you've got about 4 laps to get them in. The mods will post the link in the chat, so if you want to vote for your driver of the day, get it in right now, and we'll announce the winner at the end of the broadcast. So make sure you get it in right now, and just going to keep an eye. Fab Race is just another 8 attempts to our race leader, but I'm just going to see what the gap is. 15 seconds, plays 8. It's about 8 seconds right now.
Where did RBK go?
RBK's still on the track. He's just coming into
he's 11th.
Sector 2.
So he's 11th apparently. So
he's 2nd on my screen.
Oh, no, there we go. There we go. Sorry, my game was having a complete mare there. He was registering him in 11th. He's now in 2nd.
Saf's got past round... Oh, no, he hasn't. I thought for a second there.
He's going for another charge.
It's round 2. Round 2 then between Saf and Ram, but Ram got the fastest lap, and then instantly Saf pops in the fastest lap as well. So exchanging fastest laps, which is obviously good to see. Wycombe's is still leading the race if anyone is interested. We've not really followed him in the last few laps, but he's done a good job, I've got to say, in this race, and he's only got 2 more laps to go. He's got a comfortable lead. Hopefully he doesn't disconnect in the last 2 laps or has a power cut or anything like that. And hopefully, I hope I just didn't give him a
commentator's curse there.
Commentator's curse there. But got an update for you regarding Papa. He had problems with the wheel, did not let me shift down right, got connection lost to the wheel for a second, so my car jump started.
Oh no!
That's a real shame.
Absolute shame there. So looking at Saf on Ramdrop, then Saf's gonna. Oh, he just switched back to the inside. That looked very, very close from the off-board shot. He's into 5th, got the back on the driver's line, and that is a 5th position to the Williams. Oh, he's hit the curb too hard. He's kept it out of the wall, but that's going to give the momentum back to. Oh, bit of wheel banging going on there. But yeah, Saf's lost that 5th position again, and back as business as usual. 2 laps to go.
Very exciting stuff. Berged out. Oh, there's a big battle going on behind. I can just see that there between Nooker, Afro, Failer, and I was going to say Marco for a second, but he's not racing, of course. But we've got Marco, and I think it's you actually. You're both.
Oh yeah, we're in
this car. So you're having a good battle there, I've got to say. You're both on ultra softs, but
I'm with Papa for some reason.
It's a good battle going on for P10 though. Yeah, P9 actually between Nooker, Afro, and Failer. So they could be going on there, but we'll just go to our race leader and see where he is. He's just started the final lap of the Grand Prix as Wycombe's, and he definitely deserved this win, Wycombe's, and stamps his authority for the championship this season. Obviously Berg having a disastrous race again, and obviously Nick B retiring. The championship has just got interesting right now, so we'll have to wait and see. And RBK still in P2, but he has got those penalties, remember.
Yeah, I think Fabrizio will jump him if he doesn't cover 5 seconds in this last lap.
But to be fair, RBK will still stay on the podium, I think, as he's got enough gap between himself and Fizzy. A good race of Fizzy as well.
He has to pray right now. He does not get a puncher right now. Ram fastest lap, 20.5 right now, and doing a fantastic job is Ram, considering he had the incident with Saf. But here's Wycombs then. He comes into turn 12 for the final time. The crowd are cheering him on right now, and he fully deserves this win in Canada this evening. He's going down towards the final couple of corners then. It is turns 13 and 14. Wycombs is definitely now a contender for this championship. From start to finish, he's played it very strong. Good strategy call as well. He comes out of the final corner, and Wycombs will win the latest round of the Apex Online Racing PC Split 1 Championship. A fully deserved win. Great drive from Wycombs, and he is now definitely within a shot of the championship. A great win for Wycombs.
Absolutely. Great stuff. Well played. RBK will cross the line in second position in the Toro Rosso on those very, very dead intermediate tyres. He will, of course, have those penalties. And
brilliant drive. Absolutely, he's happy with that. He's weaving about. He's excited. He will lose a position, unfortunately.
Fab Racer's puncture. Fab Racer has a puncture. He lost third at the last. Oh my goodness me!
No,
Fab Racer's lost fifth. He's down to sixth position. Unbelievable! The Saf and Ram drop that have gone through. What disaster!
Saf gets the fastest lap right at the end there, but Fizzy is on the podium, I believe, in third place.
And RBK will hold on to that second position after all.
Wow.
Second.
What an end to this one. And Nook has just held on to P8 there as well against Slick. So I think that was Slick. If that's correct. Wow. No, it's Berg, actually.
No, I was going to say it's Berg, yeah. Afro, and there we go, your final positions. And look at the penalties.
He's up to second.
Oh no, yeah, RBK's penalties did demote him to third in the end. So crikey, he had a lot of penalties there. So Wycomb's taking the win. So both Manners 1 and 2. Look at that! Unbelievable stop.
Manor will be happy with that,
yeah.
I've got to say right now.
Fizzy starting 12th, RBK in 13th, and end up on the podium. Brilliant stuff by both of them.
Wow. Well, here's the results then. Wycombs wins, Fizzy second, RBK, the new boy, P3, Ram in P4, Fab Racer 5, Saf getting P6 as well. Fantastic job from Saf with his instance in the race as well. Slick in 7th, Failer 8th, Nook in 9th, Berg getting 10th, and the rest of the field, Afro, the last man to finish, in 11th, and the rest of the field, obviously, Marco beat all of us in the commentary battle, so well done, Marco.
Ah, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And I finished 15th, so I'll take that.
12th, was I? 12th?
You were 12th.
Yeah.
Oh.
You were 12th. So, good job there, Marco. Well done.
Great job indeed.
On there. Everyone in the chat, you have now a 1-minute warning before we announce the winner of Driver of the Day. So make sure you get your vote in right now, and we'll be bringing in definitely a couple of people right now. Definitely RBK has to come in for his first race if he's in Discord. Fizzy definitely as well. I think we've got to bring the top 3 in personally. All 3 of them
absolutely
have to come in for all different reasons as well.
Can we drag the winners in, like in Wycombs?
We can indeed. We'll just do a couple of... there we go, just getting the music ready. Hopefully, fingers crossed that is working for them. We'll bring in, first and foremost, our race winner, Wycomb. So,
I'll go grab him. I'll go grab him.
I've got him.
Oh, you got him.
He's here now.
Mr. Wycombs.
If he's there.
Silent.
Wycombs, hello. Hello.
How are you feeling, good sir?
Good job, Wycombs. Well done.
Thank you very much. I wasn't hearing the question, sorry.
I said, how are you feeling, was what I said.
I'm ecstatic. It was so weird because before the race, I actually physically we were joking about like, oh, it's gonna be like Japan season 12 where it doesn't, I don't know, just dry up and stuff and like that, and exactly that happened once again. So we were actually prepared for that, and we just tried to save the tires and make the right calls in here.
Absolutely.
Well, enough, I actually mentioned that to the guys here. I was like, this is season 12 all over again at Suzuka, so I was intrigued how you managed to last that long. Just a question, what percentage were your tyres on those inters before you pitted right at the end?
I think 69 or 70. I just didn't want to run them any longer. I said to myself, if I get to 70 and it's still it's like, and I have enough gap, I'm just going on whatever Fab does. So yeah, that was the plan really, and the same for Fizzy actually. So he went even longer because his tires were in a better shape.
Great stuff. So were you kind of hoping and praying for trouble behind you, or were you quite confident that you could maintain the gap that you had?
Well, I would have been less confident going on to the ultra softs really until the end. I actually, yeah, probably the inters were actually faster. So either strategy call at that point would have worked probably, but I just wanted to play it safe in case it really dries up in the end. So if it would have been close, I probably would have gone for the inters.
So there was like the RBK did like 0 stops and finished the race on inters. So it's really.
That's amazing.
Well, yeah.
That's amazing. I'm not sure how he did that. But...
No, me neither. I was like, huh? I thought I knew this game, but...
That's ridiculous. Fair play to him, really. I didn't think that was possible, really.
Well.
No, if you're 67%, when did you pit?
I pitted lap 26, 7 or something like that, and Fizzy was lap 29 as far as I'm aware. So 6 more laps still than Fizzy, and Fizzy is like the god of tire saving. So.
Well, guess we'll have to ask him what his tires are like. But his must have been in the 90 then.
Yeah, definitely.
One final question from me. Obviously, I think the next race is Austria, if that's correct. How do you feel going to that track, Wycoms?
I like this track very much, to be honest. Much more than the last couple of tracks. So, looking forward to that, definitely.
And I think that will wrap that up then. I'm guessing, Kodiak or Marco, you got any questions? Are you done?
No, that's it for me.
Well, Wycoms, again, fantastic job on your race win. Definite now in the championship hunt now, so you have that now in your mindset, and we'll see you next week in Austria. Well done, mate, and a good win.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
I'm going to go and grab RBK. Let's bring him over here.
And I have the results as well for Driver of the Day, which I won't reveal just yet. So
I'll do it.
I'll get him. And then we'll bring Fizzy in, I think.
They already dropped below us.
Oh, I got
and
him.
we have RBK, new boy in the block, comes over in 3rd place on the podium. First and foremost, RBK, congratulations, and how did it feel to take part in your first AOR race and get a podium?
Oh my god, that was very nervous race. I think it's a great result as it was my debut and very, very crazy conditions on track, because it felt like never drying track, because there was, till the last laps, there were drops of water coming out of my front tires, so I never decided to pit for slicks, and that's how I ended this race. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well, welcome to AOR and welcome to PT Split 1 RBK. You've certainly made an impression. Great statement of intent there. What percentage were your tyres on at the end of the race? They must have been pretty low.
Oh, I don't really remember. It was around 75% on the rear tires.
Straight, you handled those very well.
Insane. I will say, RBK, you've got quite a big following right now. The chat is absolutely blowing up for you right now, saying that you're the best driver of the day, we love you and all that. And I can actually confirm to you right now, you won driver of the day. So, congratulations to you, sir.
Oh, thanks to all the audience that was watching this race. And as I know, a lot of my Polish friends were watching this, and I'm actually getting a lot of Steam messages with congratulations, and I literally can't believe it.
Yeah, very, very well deserved. So, I mean,
good job, man.
Did you always intend to go the whole race with no pit stops, or was that something that you thought about as the race progressed?
I was thinking about almost every lap, because I saw that guys in front were pitting for slicks, super softs and softs, but as I felt track wasn't as dry for slicks, and every lap I was deciding to not to pit, and eventually on the last 5 I decided to just don't pit, because the advantage was very big, and useless pit stop would just destroy this result.
Great stuff. Well, again, welcome to AOR, welcome to PC Split 1. I really, really look forward to seeing you in the coming races.
Thanks, everyone. I don't know what to say.
That's been RPK, and finally, we have to bring in the veteran himself right now, don't we, lads? We have to bring him in.
Damn right.
Sorry, Fizzy, if we've interrupted your nice conversation with your friends, but we had to bring you in because you got a podium. How does that feel?
It feels pretty amazing, to be honest. I was nowhere near expecting a podium after the first, 20 laps of the race, when I was running P9 for ages. And
Good job, man.
Intermediate overcuts happened.
Yes, doesn't it remind you of Suzuka last season, by any chance?
Oh, absolutely. I think I learned from Suzuka, because in Suzuka last season I pitted way too early, and it was still like 10 more laps on the slicks when he wasn't ready for slicks, and it was basically the same situation. And this time I didn't pit for slicks, tried to manage my inters, which were pretty worn, I must say, when I pitted. I tried to stretch it as long as possible, really, but I think it was pretty much perfect, the lap I chose to go in. And I did have a bit of front wing damage, actually, from a lapped car that I touched slightly just before the pit stop. So I was lucky that I had a bit of a gap on the final stint. Well, it might have been a bit more tricky, but yeah, it's somehow got a second as well.
Well, amazing turn of events for you then at the end of the race, even though you had damage. Like, didn't they fix it in the pits, or?
Actually, yeah, I chose not to fix it because I think I would have come out of the pits behind some cars if I did. So it was a decision by myself to not actually change the front wing there and just try to drag it out till the end, which worked.
Well, you didn't seem to be struggling despite the damage then. But how much life did you have in those inters when you got shot at them?
Oh, the inters must have been around 75% probably on the rares. Or yeah, it was pretty tricky. But still, despite that, I think the slick drivers were probably struggling. To be honest, it was only on the lap before I pitted that. Slick, I think, ironically, Slick behind me on slicks was catching me for the first time. So, yeah, it was the perfect time to pit, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. Around lap 30, people on the slicks started to even out at the fresh interrunners, because some people actually pitted twice, went for dry and then back for inters and then on them.
Yeah, because it was crazy how much the inters were.
Are you looking forward to Austria?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, coming into Canada, this was one of the tracks where I said, well, I don't like Canada at all, don't like driving it, never do well here. So let's get this out of the way and get on to Austria, which is a track I like. But now I've got the good result out of the way, so I hope that doesn't mean I'll be doing better there.
Well, then next time the other guy's going to pay £5 now, right?
Oh, well, we can hope.
Yeah, Sammy did actually say...
1-2 is very good for the constructors for you guys, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Really happy for Wycombs as well. And it was really good teamwork as well, to be honest, with the call to stay out in inters, because we were constantly giving each other feedback. So, yeah, he really deserves that win as well, given how close it's been this season.
Oh yeah, he's been unlucky as well a few times already, so...
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Fizzy, obviously great to see you as always, my friend, and good job on your podium. And just go one more for Austria, yeah? For all of us.
I will do my best, Cheers, guys. Cheers for the stream as well.
Cheers,
Always a
Fizzy.
pleasure.
Oh, there we go. He's gone. So, I want to give people now the updated standings. Very much a shout out to Reese Benjamin, who I know very well. Has updated. He's doing this live, during the race as well. So props to him. currently, as it stands, Nick B leads the way on 98 points. With Wycombs' win now moves him up to second place on 81 points, with Berg now on 75 in P3. Then Ram in P4 on 66, and Afro completes the top 5 with 63 points. So pretty close, actually, going into the second half of the season right now. So
we could see a change. We could see a changing of the guard then as we enter the second half.
We'll have to wait and see. So that will wrap this up then for this week, guys, of the Apex Online Racing Championship race here at Canada. A massive thank you to Marco, our Finnish version of Ted Kravitz, as always, and he's done a fantastic job as always. So Marco, thank you so much for coming on as always, my friend.
It's been a pleasure, buddy. So, and Chris as well. It's been nice having you again in the
Thank you very much, sir.
This week,
So. Just make sure you're not sick again, okay?
I didn't intend to first time, Rabbit. Thanks again for the
some aspirin or something. Or
you wouldn't have heard me last week. It really was quite dire. Thank you again to all of our viewers that have watched us on both the Twitch and the YouTube sites. It's always a pleasure to have you alongside for the ride.
And we'll be back next week, same time, same place, 8 o'clock, for another round in Austria, which should be quite interesting. One of the shortest laps on the calendar. Should be interesting with strategies as well, so wait and see. But for myself, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you've watched this on YouTube, make sure you slap a like on the video. You subscribe as well so you do not miss out on a round of this AOR. And also follow my good pal King-Kodiak on the Twitch as well, for his side of things as well. And also subscribe to MarcoFD as well. He does our sweaty laps for our lap guides at some point there. So make sure you subscribe to him as well on the YouTubes. But until next time, guys, it's been Ryan.
It's been King-Kodiak.
and MarcoFD.
And we'll see you guys next week in Austria. Have a great night, guys, and take care.
And good
Peace.
night.